Everyone, welcome to Fangirls Over 40. We're here at Tala MiniCon, and today we're talking to James. Hi, James.
Hello.
And so is Camilla. Hello. Camilla's here, too. Exactly. So, James, would you please let our audience know what it is that you do?
Yeah, so I'm a sketch card artist, currently working for TOPPS. I'm currently working on their Star Wars license, so the sketch cards I'm producing are all in the Star Wars. I've recently started doing some football ones as well for doing a Real Madrid set at the minute, so yeah, just quite exciting to do some sketch cards.
Who's your favorite one to draw?
I think my favorite character to draw is Admiral Akbar. He's my favorite character anyway, so he's always good and fun to draw. It's good to get his fishy face and stuff, so yeah, a big fan of Akbar. I'll do Akbar all day.
Who is your least favorite?
It's Chewbacca and Darth Vader. Chewbacca's hard. I can't get the texture of the hair right. It's a lot. It's a lot of work needed.
He's hairy.
And then Darth Vader, just the geometry on his face and the mask. It's hard to nail. So it's always awkward doing that.
Okay, who's your favorite human Star Wars character to draw?
I don't like doing humans, so because with the other characters, the likeness is easier to nail. Where if you're doing humans, if an eye is slightly wrong, then the likeness is gone. But who have I done the most? I don't know, probably Han Solo. Pretty easy to get a likeness for.
Yeah, Harrison Ford, a little difficult to catch his swagger in his eye.
Yeah. I've done a few Rey as well, so a few Reys.
Have you done Padme?
I've done one, and that was for a set that hasn't released yet. That was Star Wars Hyperspace set that comes out. I don't know when it comes out. They don't tell us.
So we don't know.
No, we don't know. I've done one Padme for Hyperspace, and I didn't like it, to be honest. But if anyone out there finds it, let me know.
You didn't like your own work.
I'm very, very critical of my own work. So.
We all are perfectionists about what we do. So like when I go home to edit these podcasts, I'm usually there for like 2-3 hours going, nope. So I totally feel you. Yeah. When did you start doing the tops?
So I only started last March, March 2024.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always drawn, but I've never really taken it seriously. And it was only when sort of had kids and I started drawing Star Wars cards for my son, just randomly. And then I thought, you know what, I'm going to send these samples in, send them in the TOPPS, and they took me on board straight away. So
is that your full-time job now?
No. It's unfortunately it does not pay enough to be a full-time job. I wish it did. TOPPS do have a few more licenses with like Marvel and Disney and Pixar and things like that, and then the football cards as well I'm doing. So there's a chance that my workload could increase if I get onto those sets, but at the minute, no, it's not. Unfortunately, it doesn't.
Little baby Grogu steps, you'll get there.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of, I suppose, Marvel, if you get a chance, who would you like to draw for the Marvel tops?
I've always been a big Spider-Man fan, and the X-Men as well. Gambit has always been a favourite of mine.
Gambit.
So I would like to just to try. The thing with the Marvel one, it's very different than Star Wars. Star Wars, it's we're always using a photo reference, and you get the likenesses are there. Where Marvel, it's all. You're sort of taking your own spin on it. You're doing the characters like a comic artist. So it's going to be quite hard. I think it'll be quite a bit harder to do. So
it gives you a little bit more freedom.
That's it. Yeah, a lot more freedom.
Have you done Batman?
I've not done any Batman cards. No, I'm not a big Batman fan.
We can't be friends anymore.
No,
she's our Batman connoisseur.
I find Batman to be incredibly boring. I'm sorry.
Get out! Oh my God! Actually, it's kind of like we had dinner last night with Matt from Real Icons, and we were talking about what we love, what we don't love, and we got into the great Star Wars, Star Trek debate. That can go on forever. Yeah. Wow!
And I'm sure Star Wars won, right?
It did. My husband was distraught because he's the biggest Star Trek fan. So, I mean, I love Star Trek too, but as far as you're saying, for someone who is not a Star Trek fan, and I was like, well. Surely there's got to be one thing in the Star Trek universe that you could sit and watch and enjoy, because there's obviously Star Wars fans, we always bitch about everything. We don't love it all, we watch it all, we may not love it all, but that's the way that it is right now. But it's what I'm really enjoying about the small cons here is we've been to 3 since I think November, October now, and it's great for the chances that people have to come in, either dip their toe or just jump all in. And are you finding a lot more interest now at these?
Yeah, I did Monaghan in November. When was that? October, November?
It was November.
And then this is the second one. And yeah, definitely. I think from doing Monaghan, it's really sort of I could tell like the social media side of it sort of increased a wee bit as well. So
it is, yeah.
It's but no, it's good. I'm not one to really put myself out there, so this is really out of my comfort zone, and I like throwing myself out there to do it.
For you.
So
And what you're doing too is kids can see that you're drawing and doing this stuff. They say, "Hey, maybe I can give that a try."
Exactly.
Yeah,
and then that's what I've been doing today. I've been workshops with people if kids want to come
oh,
over and do sort of. So I've had two wee
awesome.
kids come over and draw wee Boba Fett cards, and it's been really,
Wow.
really.
Are you going to do that in Cavan? Are you going to Cavan, by the way?
I don't know yet. I'll have to.
I hope you go. I hope you go because
I
we've
might bring my brother.
yeah,
who
because
is
we've
very
got
much
children
into
who would
drawing
love to
and
do
Star
that.
Wars.
That would be great. Actually, what a good idea.
They will
Aw.
love it.
Yeah.
It will be around his birthday actually, just 2 days after I think.
Time, yeah.
I have to check my schedule and check with my boss, who is my wife. So
Yeah, exactly. Bring her too, you know. But the thing is that I am finding, especially when going back to America to the big cons, you don't get that kind of one-on-one with people.
Yeah.
And Ireland, obviously not being a big country, and even if when you go to the UK ones, they're so big, you don't get the close-up, kind of interaction with the fans. So
Yeah.
coming here to Ireland, I think is really, really great.
Yeah, so I went to like Northern Ireland Comic Con just as an attendee,
huge,
and
isn't it?
it's massive, but it just feels empty of character, and there was no comics, no artists. It was all just pop culture guests, and that. As much as people, that's good, and like people who enjoy that, that's fine. But for me, like Comic Cons are all about art and comics, and then actors and stuff like that is great, and it's good to see that too, especially when they're actors that you wouldn't really expect to see.
Exactly.
But no, that's why I like these wee small cons. It's really nice, and everyone's just being so friendly.
Have you been to Enniskillen Comic Con?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, I love Enniskillen. It's a great small
good,
con.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
lovely. It's great. It's really quite a good one. So, folks, Enniskillen, just over the border from Sligo. It's a great one just to dip your toe. There, it's not loud. If you have friends or you're on the spectrum, great place to go and visit because there's nothing in your face. Dublin last 2 weeks ago, or 17th of January, when we were just at, really loud, very busy.
It was a good one.
Good,
Not very busy
but
and loud.
if it was a first time for somebody, it was
Yeah.
been way too overwhelming. Whereas coming
Yes.
in here today, it's nice and easy. Great space, great people. Really been a good time
And that's why
here today.
Enniskillen Comic Con is very much like these wee mini cons as well, where it's like to say it's small is sort of undersounded because
is, yeah.
it's not massive, but it's still there's lots to see, there's lots to do, and then it is very comic book centric and very art centric and things like that, which is what I like. That's sort of the background I'm into. So,
do you have any words of wisdom for young people coming up and drawing and wanting to get into it?
yeah, just keep at it. That was my biggest regret, was stopping drawing. I used to draw all the time as a kid and then just never sort of went anywhere with it. And then now I'm in my 40s and I've actually managed to get paid to do to draw Star Wars pictures, which I still don't believe. I always think I'm being scammed until I see the paycheck come in. But just keep at it. Yeah, people, if you're into art and you like drawing, keep at it. No one's born with talent, so just the more you do it, the better you'll get, and someday you can make something out of it. So
That's fantastic. It was lovely talk to you. Thanks, and
Thank
hopefully
you.
we'll see you again in Cavan because that's
hope
where our
so.
next stop is.
Yeah.
So may the force be with you. And as you know, it's a trap. It's
always
a
a
trap,
trap. It's always a
everyone. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Thank you.